Hello everybody, welcome back to Resinette, or welcome to Resinette if this is your first time. I appreciate you guys coming in and doing these projects with me. So today what we're going to do is, I'm super excited about this. It's Christmas time right now, but this is something that can definitely be done year round, totally. And what a great gift this would be, okay? Make it for yourself or make it for a gift, or make them to sell, I don't know. But I think this is going to just be such a fun project. What we're going to do is we are taking this. This is a small perfume bottle mold. Okay. They are on Amazon, and I believe they are on Temu as well. They come in a pack of one set. I bought two because I thought, gosh, this would be great for Christmas gifts or stocking stuffer, or for myself or for my kids, whatever. But they are going to be so much fun. So they come, when you order one, you have the option of purchasing along with it these spray nozzles. Okay, so I have some in gold and I ordered some in silver, but I don't think they came yet, but that's okay. We're going to do both of these in gold, and then I've got some embellishments for them as well. And it's going to be so exciting because we're also going to make the fragrance to put in here. Okay, so if you've never done it before, I'm certainly not a expert at that at all, but I have made some in the past that seem to work out pretty well. So I'll show you how I do mine, and yeah, it's gonna be so much fun. So let's get started. I've got my 8 ounces of J. Diction made up. I am going to take a couple of my little cut off water bottles. I'm going to divide this into 4 ounces each. And see here. There we go. There's 4 in that one. There's 4 in this one. And this, I think, is going to be so much fun. I don't know, you guys, you know, those of you who have already done this kind of a thing, you know, let me know in the comments if you enjoyed doing the perfume bottles. I made one earlier just to, a few weeks ago, just to kind of check it out, and also just to see how the perfume or body spray would hold up in the plastic, or in not, it's not plastic, but in the resin container, because everything I read when I first did this said to make sure that you're putting your fragrance that you decide to make into a glass bottle. So do not use a cheap plastic. So I came to the conclusion that I decided that epoxy resin wasn't cheap plastic. So I was thinking that what they might have meant was maybe like one of these little spray bottles that have a really thin plastic. Well, you know, this epoxy resin is a bit thicker, so it shouldn't be a problem. But what we're going to do is I'm going to spray just a bit of alcohol in each one. And then we are going to do one of these in a kind of a dark, translucent blue. This is Sapphire alcohol ink from Pixis. And I did, in my research, find that they said that it's best if you can have it in a dark bottle or one that is opaque. I know you can buy all kinds of perfumes and stuff in clear bottles, but those are usually, at least that I've seen, I believe they're glass. So I thought it's okay. I'm going to go ahead and follow the recommendation of that part of it. So we're going to go ahead and put some drops of this dark blue sapphire ink in. It's pretty. It's not quite dark enough. This is a really pretty, it's kind of a, right now it's kind of a sapphire-y lake, kind of a lake blue to me. See here? It's still a really pretty color. Not quite the shade I want for my perfume bottle. Might have to find something a bit darker, but I mean, I could do just one drop of black just to kind of darken this up. So what I think I'll do So I think I'll take my Black India ink here, and I think I'm going to not drop it in there, but I think I'm just going to put it out here onto a stick. Not that one. This will be this one. Just going to do like a drop. That way if I get too much, I can wipe it off before it goes in. Oh gosh, that's way too much. I was trying to get it just to come out just a tiny bit, and that was a lot. So I might have to redo this one because I don't want it black. Let's see. Oh gosh, you guys, yeah, it turned black. Well, actually, not completely. Darn. See, you can still see through it, kind of. All right, what I'm going to do is it still has some blue to it, but I think I'm going to have to add some more resin. And I'll add more resin. I'm going to add more blue. But you know what? Honestly, even if it does turn out black, it's going to be okay because it's still going to be really pretty, what we're going to do with it. So, okay. So let's go ahead and pour this one. This is the little spot here that has the ribbed lines down in there. That is the part that's going to screw in. And this is where the little hose and the nozzle for the spray pump is going to go right through here. So I'm going to do just a bit of alcohol in there because I definitely don't want that to get bubbles in there where it's going to affect that screwing in or not. Now I'm going to spray some in here. All right, let's go ahead and do this one. See, I think it's going to pour out kind of a dark blue with black kind of together. I'm not going to go all the way to the top because in case I get some bubbles around that rim, I want to be able to come in and get those out. I do see a couple of them forming there. And then here, this one is like this. There's not a lot of like crevices down inside of there. So I am going to go ahead and not put any alcohol in. I'm just going to go ahead and pour it. And remember, this is a couple inches deep. So make sure that you check your resin, check how deep that you can pour safely without risking a flash cure. It can ruin your whole project. And if you're new to resin, it can be a little stressful when that happens. So always make sure you check your room temperature, check your directions on your resin, and to know you might want to pour in layers when it's something this tall. But I'm going to go ahead and pour this in just right down the center here so it goes in evenly. And let's see here, we're gonna have plenty left over of this one, but I just really did not want that to turn out black, and it may be too late. I mean, I see the blue in it, definitely, but I don't know how this is going to cure, so we'll just have to see. But I went all the way to the top of this one, so did I? Well, I'll go just a bit more in here. Okay, and now I'm going to come in here and take my little craft stick and see if I can get these bubbles out around the edges. I did get a couple bubbles in the one that I tried here a couple weeks ago, and just kind of forgot to check it. So it's really not a big deal, especially if you have a little stir stick or something like this little skinny coffee stir stick. You can get in there really easily. And we're going to go ahead and fill this one up. Okay, there we go. Wipe that top off. So it's not hurting anything, it just kind of bugs me. So I'm going to give a quick spray of alcohol on these two. And I'm going to go set them on the curing rack real quick. Okay, I'll be right back. So let's see. I did give that about another ounce, so that probably means I've got about 3 ounces in here. And I think that's going to be enough to do all of this without having to make up more resin. So this next color, what we're going to do is I'm going to be using a bit of my Lorez white, angel white pigment paste, and just a bit of this pearl white powder, okay? I'm not going to need a whole lot of this. Maybe, let's see here, maybe about, just not a whole lot, maybe just about a little bit like this on the end of this. Is kind of a large size. It's a Pixis stir stick. It's a bit bigger than a normal size craft stick. We'll put this in here and see how that does. That's blended in there pretty well. So now I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to add in my pearl white. Just going to take a little spoon here and just do maybe about like that. I want this to be really kind of a pretty white shimmery bottle on this other one, but I want this one to be pretty much opaque. Okay, that's really pretty. I'm going to add just a tiny bit more. Doesn't have quite as much of the shimmer as what I wanted in there, so let's do just a bit more. And this was, in case anybody wanted to know, this is just pearl white that I bought on Amazon, I'm pretty sure. And if anybody needs the link to that, I will look it up. I can't read the brand name on that, so can't remember what it is. Okay, I'm hoping that this is going to be enough, but the color is really beautiful. Really, really beautiful. Happy with this one. Okay, let's get that in there. And I don't know if you can see here, I don't know if you can tell, but you can see a lot of the blue is coming through on this one too. So I don't think it's going to be a lost cause. I think it's going to be a nice dark blue like I had wanted and not quite as black. So, okay, I'm going to go ahead and do the same, except my gloves are dirty. So let me use a little alcohol on my gloves real quick. I do just a tiny bit down in here. You can skip this part altogether if you want to. Just something that I do around my edges to help with the bubbles. Make sure I don't have any black in there, especially not with this pretty white color we're doing. I'm going to go ahead and pour this. I'm going to let that part fill up a little slower. Kind of helps avoid bubbles that way. Okay. You can see so far, this is a really pretty kind of a pearl, really pretty pearl white. And go ahead and do this one. Right down over the center like we did on the other one. Just going to go kind of slowly here. Just to pour all evenly. I think we're going to have enough. Maybe just barely here to finish off this other part of the lid. Okay. Stop there and finish this one off a little bit. I need to get under this rim so I can see if I've got any bubbles. I see one right inside there. Might be the only one. But you definitely want to check these rims for bubbles, especially if you plan to sell these or give it as a gift. You know, if you keep it for yourself and you got a little bubble in there, not really that big of a deal, right? But I mean, it's just a personal thing. If it bugs you that much, make double sure. But I feel like if you're going to give it as a gift or try to sell it, that you want it to be, just the top of its game there. Okay, so these are done. I'm going to spray them, and I'm going to say that these each took about, I'm going to guess about 3 ounces to do the jar and the lid, okay? I would have to double check what that is in milliliters. Let's see here. That would be, let's see. Sorry about that. 3 ounces, I think about 90, maybe about 90 mLs or so. Okay, so as long as nothing's going to go over the top. Is that full all the way? Maybe I can actually do a little bit more here on the lid. Just a bit. I want this to be nice and topped off without going over. All right, there we have it. All right, I'm going to give it one more spray. I'm going to move them over to the rack, and then when these are cured, we will be back and we'll put the bottles all together, and then we will go ahead and make our fragrance, okay? All right, I will see you guys all then. All right, you guys, I'm back, and these are completely cured, and I'm excited to get these out of here. So I'm going to see if I can do this without the alcohol. See if I can just break the seal and then peel these kind of backwards down the side. Excited to see how this one's going to turn out. I might have to do a little alcohol. These might just be just a bit deep. I don't want to have to pull on my mold so much that I'm going to damage the side of it with my finger. So let's go ahead and we'll just put a bit in here. Do one on this side too. There we go. Oh, get it off there. Gotta get it off there quick because the alcohol can kind of dull your finish or discolor it even sometimes. So I don't like to leave it on there very long. Okay, let's get this out. And I'm gonna go ahead and dry it off really quick. Okay. Yeah, see, it already kind of makes it can make a dull finish if you don't get it off of there really quickly. Okay, so here this is. Right now, it's looking pretty black. See if I put it up to the light. Okay, if I put it right up to the light, I can see through it. And I don't know if I have any other light besides my black light in here that I could actually see. Let's see. Oh, it's looking pretty dark. Well, that's okay. Even if it just is black, that's going to be okay. It's still going to be really pretty with what we're going to do, I think. And I'll just have to try the other color that I really wanted another time. So let's get this out. I plan to make several of these, I'm hoping, between now and Christmas. I've got a few weeks, so I can try several different colors. Okay, this came out pretty nicely. As you can see, this lid here, this is where our little nozzle will fit down in there and just right down into the side. So let's get that out. Get these put together, and then it gives you... Now, I think the last time that I ended up cutting a bit off. Yeah, this is too long. So... see. I'm going to cut just a little bit off here, off the tip. There we go. Now these, just thread this through, super simple. Okay, you just thread it through there and then screw it down. And then you can unscrew this to fill it and refill it. You could have to have a little, definitely would need a little funnel for this. The edges look really nice on here. I don't see bubbles. I do see blue. This does come across a little bit more of a blue hint. I think it looks black on the camera. But then you put it down together like this, and you have a perfume bottle. It's a spray perfume bottle, and you can just do whatever colors you want to do. Now, we're going to do embellishments on our perfume bottles to make them, dress them up a bit. So I'm just going to set this one aside, and I don't want it to, we're going to glue this down eventually, but I think what we'll do just for ease of filling this, we will leave this open until we get it filled, and then we'll go ahead and glue around. Then when you got to refill it, you'll just need a little funnel, okay? Now I might take that out for now, just because I don't want this to cure to my little rim there. So now let's take this out here. See how the white one looks? This color is just going to be really pretty. Okay. So I don't know if you can see, this did turn out really pretty. It's just kind of a pearl white. And I think because of what happened here, I'm going to just try to go ahead and get this one out without the alcohol. I need just a little bit of water, actually, maybe. Sometimes I use a little bit of soapy water, or sometimes even just a little bit of regular water, just something to kind of get in there. This does a lot less damage, really, than the alcohol. And people have said, well, have you ever used a mold release? And yes, I have. I just don't like to put those kind of chemicals in my mold where it's going to be staying in there for several hours. You know, a little bit of alcohol and then quickly wipe it out is one thing. You know, of course, the water is harmless. So yeah, this is going to come out. I'm going to be, I think, glad I did it this way, this one. I'm just trying to be careful not to damage it at all. There we go. Dry it off. Yeah, gosh, that turned out really pretty, you guys. I like this color. I mean, it's just this pearl white, but it's pretty. Okay, so what do you think of this color? Okay, together, it's like this, and it'll have the gold top. So I think what we're going to do now is we are going to go ahead and, first I'm going to turn these right side out so I don't forget to do that. I like to do that kind of right away so that you don't risk getting a bunch of debris stuck to your mold. So when you do turn it right side out, you want them to stay clean. This will look really pretty with the gold as well. So now for our embellishments, I have chosen, I got these on Amazon. And I'm not sure which color is going to go with which one yet, but thought I would place one of these on one of the bottles. That's just really pretty, sparkle. Kind of dress up our perfume bottle and make it look a little more classy. Here's the brand of these. These were just flat-backed embellishments from Amazon. I'll post the link to both of these. These are just these little gold kind of fabric flowers made out of like some kind of a vinyl and felt. This is called Elegant Blooms and Things, and they're just called gold flowers. But I can also post a link if anybody's interested. Now, for this one, I was thinking about trying to do maybe 2 of these flowers on one, unless they're just too big. But we'll see. I'm gonna, no, I guess I better, if I'm gonna use UV resin, I'm gonna have to keep my gloves on. So for trying to look and decide which embellishment we want on each one, I think it'd be kind of more fun to have the lids on at least a little bit so that we can kind of get an idea of what they'll look like. One thing I will say about this mold is that, which I was disappointed, is that when you order this with the nozzles, they don't come with any like little clear lids or anything. So I've actually been online trying to find how I can just order the clear top to fit this. And so far, I can't find anywhere where you can just order the clear lids. So if anybody knows, I'd love to find out. So, okay, here is this one. Now, what if this one had the black? Look at that. They had this. Would that dress this up? How pretty is that? So if you gave this as a gift and told somebody you made the bottle and the fragrance, I just think that is just beautiful. And here it is on the white one. Gosh, you guys, that's really pretty too. Actually, that's really pretty. Okay, now let's check the flowers and see which one we want to do with the flowers. I was thinking these would be kind of maybe more like this on here. Kind of like that. That's also very pretty. Let's check this out on the white. That's cute too. Let me think. Okay, so I think I was thinking this looks really pretty and classy, but I think I really love it on the white. It just really, really brings it out. Let's see if there's a side that's better than the other. I don't think it's going to matter. All right. So I don't know. Hopefully everybody agrees, but I think I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to do this one on this white. And I'm going to do these on the black bottle. Okay. Especially since I really wanted my really navy blue, but I think that's still really cute. All right. So now I'm going to place just a little dot. Just hopefully one little dot or so here in the center where I want it. Okay. And place this down here. There, looks like it's pretty centered. Right? Go ahead and put the black light on. Hopefully there's enough holes at the top of that embellishment that this is going to go through and let it cure. Okay. So gosh, what do you think? How pretty is that? So pretty. And then with this, and then our lid on there. This is what it'll look like when we get it all put together. Pretty? It's really pretty. Really, really pretty. I mean, so pretty, it's kind of hard to think that I just made that. Even though it's not perfect because, you know, I had some little issues, but you can see the pearl, like when you turn it, you can see the pearl essence of the powder that we put in there. It's pretty. All right, so now I'm kind of still thinking that I need to clean this off a bit. I'm going to just use a bit of water and get that kind of sparkled up a bit. This side too. That's looking pretty good now. And it's going to get covered up with this anyway. So let's see. I'll do the first one about right there, I think. And do just one dot. Okay. And kind of place that down. Get down inside there. It kind of helps if I pick it up. You can see there's a little bit of the flowers raising up a bit. Get in there a little easier. That's on there nice and tight. Looks really pretty. Let's get the second one on. I think it does need two. Let's see, how would that go? Kind of overlap each other a bit, you think? I don't want them like that. I think about like that. Maybe. Let's put just another drop right here. Okay, so here is this one with the lid on. Look at how pretty is this one too. So we've got, here they are together. And the next thing that we're going to do is get ready to make our fragrance. I'm so excited. Look at how pretty. Yay. Okay, super happy with these. Even though, you know, my color was off a bit, but that's okay. The black still is beautiful with gold always. And of course, white always is too. So I'm going to get our things together to make our fragrance, and I will see you when I've got it all ready. See you then. Okay, everybody, I'm back and I'm ready to put our fragrance together. Now, before we get started, I just want to say that there are a lot of different ways and recipes out there to put your fragrance together, okay? This is just a simple, quick way. I don't plan to get really into like perfume making or anything like that. So I'm sure there's a lot of other types of ingredients you can use, but this is just the one I use, okay? So it recommends to mix this in a glass spray bottle, perhaps the one that you're going to use for your perfume or body spray. But I just saved some of my jars like this, and that's what I'm going to use to mix it. And you can shake it really well this way to mix it. This recipe calls for vegetable glycerin. Okay, and this is something that I bought this on Amazon. It calls for witch hazel. And I will also put the recipe in the description, okay, if anybody's interested on the one that I'm going to use. Now, I've also got these, I've bought these May Jam essential oils. And we're going to use just a simple recipe this time, not very many of them. I've got 30 or 40 oils, and you can combine all different ones. But this particular perfume is called She's a Hurricane. Okay, so it is going to, we're going to be using jasmine, vanilla, and lemongrass together. Okay, it's not a very wintry scent, but that's okay. I just want to see, I haven't tried this one yet, so this is the first time for both of us. The other one I did had like lavenders and things in it, and it was good, but I wanted to do something different. Now, the other thing that we need to use here is distilled water. And I'm just using the distilled water that I already had at home. And it calls for 4 ounces. So we are going to do 4 ounces. And what we're going to do first is we're going to do our vegetable glycerin and our witch hazel, 1 tablespoon of each into the jar. That's going to go in first. I'll not hold this over the jar this time and see if I can not get it. Like what happened with my perfume bottle, it went everywhere. Okay, there's 1 tablespoon. I like to put the oil in first and then the witch hazel to kind of help wash out the rest of that oil. Okay, you can also use, I saw a recipe, if you don't want to use witch hazel, you can also use vodka. I'm not a big drinker, so I don't think I even have any vodka here anywhere. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to add my essential oils. Now, there's a lot of different recipes that tell you you should start with your base note and then move your way from the bottom up as far as your base, middle, and all your tones and scents and things like that. But the recipe I use, you don't have to do any order. You just throw them all in there, okay? So you can get as intricate with this as you want to. But when you're using this kind of a recipe, we're going to do, for this 4 ounces, about 30 drops total of our oils, okay? So we're going to start with the vanilla. And I'm going to mix this with the oil and witch hazel before I add the water. I'm going to get that mixed up first, and then I'll add the water after. So go ahead and do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Oh, not quite 9. 9, 10. Okay. And it says that you can go up to 35 drops. So maybe we'll just do a couple more drops of that vanilla in there. I can definitely smell the vanilla. And now we will add, let's add the jasmine. And I clean out my little eyedropper each time. So we'll do 10 drops of jasmine. 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That actually smells really good. We're going to do another 1, 2 of that, 2. And then we'll just do 10 of the lemongrass. And I think that will give us about 32 to 34 drops total. And we're supposed to be between 30 and 35, so that will be just right. Okay, so here is the lemongrass. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Just drop in there. So now we're going to put the lid on this and just give it a good shake. Get this combined really well with the witch hazel and the vegetable glycerin. Now, there are some other recipes too saying that you need to let your scent sit for 48 hours, sometimes even much longer, for it to really combine together well. But again, you can also just pour it and use it. So I did notice on the last one that I did that it definitely started smelling better after it sat in the little perfume bottle after a few days. And it's been in there now, I think about 3 weeks. And so far, the perfume bottle on the inside is holding up great. And the scent is lasting really nice and long. So I'm happy about that. There's no issues there. Okay. That looks pretty good. Now I'm going to add my 4 ounces of water. Shake it up a bit more. Then also, this is a good time too when you're got this all done. Give it a smell. If something is overpowering, like right now when I turned this off, I mean, when I took the lid off, I definitely smelled lemongrass, a lot of it. So, and I put the least amount of lemongrass. But I don't want my perfume to smell like a household cleaner, you know, or something. So I might add maybe a few more drops of vanilla if it seems like it needs to be toned down. Okay, so it's kind of foamy in there, but that goes away. Yeah, it definitely smells really nice, really, really nice. But I am going to add a bit more vanilla. If this was like just coming into spring or summer, I think I would just leave this recipe just the way it is with the little bit of extra lemony smell. But I want to tone that down. So I'm going to add, I don't know, whatever that was, 4 or 5 or so more drops of the vanilla. That puts me about 2 drops over what it said, the 30 to 35, but that's okay. I mean, can't see that it would really make a difference. Not much. Now, if there's are people out there who do make fragrance perfumes and body sprays and things, you're probably cringing at the way that I'm doing mine because I know this is not like the scientific, you know, you can really get into all this and get all kinds of different kits and everything. I do have a little kit coming that won't be here for a few more days. And I'll post the link to that just so that if anybody wants to look at it and see if it would be a good match for them, then you could see what it is. So let me take this off and see how it smells. Okay, it smells really good, actually. Smells good. I kind of wish now, though, that I would have done a little bit less of that lemongrass. I'm going to have to remember that I probably would have wanted to do about half of that amount of lemongrass and a bit more of the vanilla, I think. But it definitely does, it smells wonderful. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and pour this into this cup that we use that have the water in it. And I'm going to go get our perfume bottles. Okay, we're all ready to pour these in, and then we're going to get our lids put on and get this all sealed up. So I'm just going to go ahead and pour slowly into this perfume bottle. And you know, you can always go ahead and continue to shake it a bit after it's already poured. And then just make sure if you've got leftovers, like I do here, store it in a glass jar with a tight lid. And you want to do it, if it's a clear jar like this, you might want to store it in a dark, cool place. That's what I do. I don't know if you necessarily have to, but that's what I do. Okay, so there we go. Get this put on. Now, I do want this to fit really snug down on here. And I think I've caught it where I can do what I've done before and get it to go ahead and seal all the way around. And I don't want this to, I don't want any of my UV resin to end up in the perfume, obviously. So I'm going to do it on the rim here, just a little bit. I want just the thinnest line, but kind of all the way around so I can have a seal. I'm going to go ahead and put that on there. Oh my gosh, you guys, I lost you when I was putting together the white one, but what I did with this white one, instead of using the UV resin, I just did the, try to catch it and let it cure together with my fingers, and I just put the lid on and pushed it down, and so far it looks great. It's not leaking out. I think it's going to seal just fine. And I'm going to probably wait, well, let's see, we can maybe give this one a spray. See if I can get it to come out nice and there we go. It sprays. This one sprays as well. And I'm going to go ahead and clean up the bottles really quickly. And then I will get some nice pictures of them already out. But oh gosh, I just love them. Okay, I will be back here in just a little bit. Okay, you guys, I got them all cleaned up. I got the tops of them all cleaned up. And what I did is I just took just a little bit of my alcohol, put it on a piece of paper towel, and just went around the edges and wiped it all down and then dried it really quickly. And now they are all ready and they're just so pretty. It looks like I can go ahead and do a little bit more cleanup on this one. It looks really pretty, but I see I used my gloves with it. So yeah, but this one turned out really great. They both turned out really great, but I just really am so happy with these. I hope that you guys decide that you want to give one of these a try, even if you don't feel like making the perfume, the fragrance with it. You know, it's still super fun, something different to make. Maybe you know somebody that collects perfume bottles, or something like that. There we go. There, that's a lot better. It's all shiny now. And super happy with these. Let me know what you think. It was so much fun. Thanks for joining me. And I will see you guys all next time.